Namaskar. You remember those marriages that used to happen maybe before COVID days? You would have a well known actor come and grace the occasion of somebody's wedding. And this is called appearance money. Or perhaps you would have remembered 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝗿𝘂𝘀 coming to the JNU campus, I think, to express solidarity for something or the other. These are all called appearance money. The bigger question that I would like to ask you, the viewer, is the Indian cricket team playing in the Asia Cup for appearance money? Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm hoping that you guys can answer, but I want to place some observations in front of you. Again, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I don't have a problem if somebody says that, oh, look, you don't know anything about cricket. But if you want to make that stance, then you tell me what you know about cricket and why I am wrong. So I'm just going to give you a series of observations about what has been happening. I am in the unfortunate position of having watched the last two games and see India just kind of be very blasé about it and throw both these games away. Let's first start with the play against Pakistan, the second game that India lost. See, you have to remember that India versus Pakistan match is something that is played at various levels. It's a big deal for match fixing. It's a big deal for bookies because a heavy betting takes place and people are very emotionally connected with it. I was watching the crowd hours before the game started, the second game started. India facilely won the first game. So there was an expectation that India is going to walk over Pakistan. After all, Shaheen Afridi was the guy who they were afraid of in the previous encounter, again in Dubai, where India ended up being a disaster. So now, if you look at the games in Dubai, T20 contests for India are becoming like a joke. Now, there may be a deeper malaise in that the IPL, because of the number of games that are there, has produced mediocre performers, and India is using the IPL performances to choose their country teams. Maybe there is a problem here, and that is something that selectors need to take a look at. Assuming that the selectors choose a team and that team gets played, the playing 11 is chosen wisely. That itself, I have another doubt. Let's look at that a little bit later. So, if before the second match started, the expectation would have been that India is going to walk all over Pakistan. What happened? The exact opposite. India takes a hammer and tongs approach to try and get a lot of runs. They scored about 60 runs and they lost 1 wicket. That's fairly okay for the course. But then what happened? Slow down. And everybody was talking about how Virat Kohli played 60 runs and so on and so forth. See, the thing about T20, the formula now is that the top three, one or two need to fire and they have to make it count. By that, what I mean is they need to stay till the very end. I don't mind them getting out in the real slog overs, the last 10 balls before the innings ends, but they need to stay till the very end. I don't see Kohli looking any fluent, neither do I see Rahul looking fluent. It seems like he has been fast-tracked, undercooked perhaps. He doesn't seem to have the timing. You look at the way the bat is positioning. And so I'm going to go in some depth on the batting part of India's game yesterday against Sri Lanka. So let's get back to the main thing. So when the expectation is that India is going to walk over Pakistan, then when you take bets, then the overwhelming amount of money made by the bookies will be that the result goes exactly opposite of what is expected to happen. Is that what happened? Well, Arshdeep was one such instance. There may be some other things that happened, but long story short, India didn't have enough runs and India ended up losing. I mean, if you score at the rate of 10 runs on over in the first 6 overs, you should be finishing at 11 average, which means they should have put up 220 runs. And you have to take a no prisoners attitude when you're batting in T20, guys. I mean, they really needed to kick on. And can anyone explain why Dinesh Karthik is being kept out of the team? Wasn't he the real finisher? Didn't he win a world championship for India, scoring a 6 of the last ball? Isn't that credentials enough? Then why are India trying to choose a different player? Oh, they'll say, oh, well, we are trying to see the best 11 for World Cup. That's all balderdash. BS. Total BS. You need to put the best 11 players on the field because the country's reputation rides on it. Otherwise, don't say that we are, don't say that this is the India team. Say it's India B team. Because remember that this Sri Lankan team was defeated by India's B team in Sri Lanka, and it was a clean sweep led by Shikhar Dhawan. And now you're saying the best 11 can't beat them? So what is going wrong? I'll tell you what is going wrong from what I saw. Now, the 173 was not exactly a target that was unachievable. Okay, and seeing the way Sri Lanka shaped up after their first game disaster against Afghanistan, you would know that Sri Lanka knows how to deal with it. Mendes is a great player, and their openers are really, really good. Now, why did India persist with everybody else except Ashwin till Sri Lanka put up 70 runs? Ashwin is a specialist bowler. He can open the innings. As soon as Ashdeep got carted all over the place, what did India do? They brought in Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya has effectively become India's fifth bowler. And the less said about him, the better, because I don't think he was the right change there. So what is the team thinking? What is the captain thinking? Ashwin should have been brought in at that point when the score was still reasonable. He could have put the brakes. I mean, he's your best bowler. First of all, you don't even play him in the first two games. Then after maybe a lot of hue and cry, one of whom was my video, perhaps there was a rethink saying, oh, let's not make it too obvious. Let's give this fellow a chance. Then what happens? You don't bowl him when he needs to be getting wickets. See, 173, when it is an iffy target, you need to get wickets at the first 6 overs. That's how you apply pressure. And he didn't do that. Nobody will explain all these things. They'll say the middle order didn't bat well. I'll come to that also. That is later. They should have attacked with Ashwin. And look at the other blooper that happened. Final over, 5th ball. They are taking a run with the ball in the hands of the wicketkeeper, Pant. What should he have done? He should have just come and hit the wickets and effected a run out. 100% chance of success. Instead, he has a brain freeze and he throws somewhere. It completely misses the stumps. And then it goes to the other side and that guy takes a shy and another run is scored. This is just, finding new ways to lose games. That's all I can tell you. It looked rank amateurish. No game situational awareness on part of Rishabh Pant. I mean, just run him out. I mean, just so basic things that people don't do. Oh, they'll say there was pressure. There was no pressure. This is what you are built for. There was pressure when you were playing test matches. Not now. T20s are just, you turn on 20 overs, 120 balls, and you turn off. What happened there? Nobody's going to ask that question either. And let's take a look at the team selection. I see Rahul looking undercooked. He could not really time the ball. And I also question why Karthik was not being played in the Pakistan game as well as in this game. In fact, I think Karthik played only one game. After that, he has been benched. So what are they trying to say? Oh, okay, we are reserving him for World Cup. There are many more T20 matches between then and the World Cup. And you know what will happen? They'll win easily against South Africa. They'll win easily against Australia. All these failing batsmen now, they'll all put up good scores. And then they'll say, oh yeah, these are all good again. Now they can go and represent the country in World Cup. And again, there's another disaster in the making there too. This is my prediction. Because these people don't appear to be really preparing for the big tournaments. Really. The IPL has made them soft. Look at the fitness of Rohit Sharma. I said this last time also. One good innings doesn't make a cause for him to say, okay, well, he is good. And don't say that you have to bring back Virat Kohli as captain. Something is wrong, guys. Something is wrong. Because I look at the frustration in Rohit Sharma when somebody drops the catch. But what about him? He dropped a catch in the first match against Pakistan. If he had taken that catch, they would have been all out for 120. That killer instinct needs to be there. You want to walk over the opposition. You don't want to lose a single wicket when you're scoring the runs, when you're chasing. That's exactly the brand that Australia plays. And India thinks that it can go and defeat Australia and bring back the World Cup. Fat chance. That not happening. And the way the bowlers are bowling, I don't know what exactly is wrong. Anyway, let's take a look at the other things. What happened to Kohli in this game? The fourth ball against a genuine fast bowler, he takes an ugly swipe and gets bowled. I mean, you have number of balls. You can play yourself in. What was the reason for taking that ugly swipe? I don't know. Only he can answer. And Rahul has not really been able to time the ball. The one or two good shot that he got, I don't think that proves that he is really ready. Something is bothering him. Either that or I don't know what else to make of it. Clearly, he doesn't seem to be prepared to open the innings. Huda, he is playing like a deer caught in headlights. Whether it was chasing or batting, I don't know. I mean, he seems to be totally out of place. And you choose all these players because you consider them better than Dinesh Karthik. I mean, Dinesh Karthik only played one match. He probably batted a few balls and he was not out. So what yardstick is being used to keep him out of the playing 11? I'm sure he has better cricket awareness than Pant has. Pant has never been known to have great cricketing skills. And speaking of Pant, what is his batting? Isn't he a 360-degree stroke maker? When you have deep mid-wicket and long on, this is how the Dubai ground is shaped, and you have shorter boundaries behind. Shouldn't he be playing there? What is that ugly hoik? Every third shot I see him do is that ugly hoik across the line. And it just doesn't feel right, which is why I'm saying that these people appear to be there just for appearance money. I hope I'm wrong, but now it's over. I don't even know if they'll beat Afghanistan. The reason I'm saying all this is I always say this thing with the hope that with Amit Shah's son at the helm, that they've actually started cleaning up the mess that cricket has become. But the more I see, the more I'm afraid I don't see any changes. It's the same thing. Maybe there are some backroom games being played between the Pawar camp and the Amit Shah camp, and they want to prove that we can still dictate terms. I have no idea, guys. But Rahul Dravid has no face to explain the 11s he's putting on the field unless he throws up his hands and says, I'm not the one choosing the playing 11. That is fine. Let him go and say that. I challenge. Anyway, this is what I want to say. And viewers, don't get too emotional about these games. These are all just games. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. But if India loses ugly, that's when it touches our honor. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.